So again, this is just a solution. This is not how you solve an inequality. That's the same as equations. This is just how you graph the solution at the end. So if you went through whatever steps and at the end you say, this is my solution, x is greater than or equal to -2, I would say, okay, please graph this on a number line. So we're going to graph this on a number line. All of your solutions in this chapter on inequalities will be graphed on a number line. So obviously the first thing we need is a number line. So here's our number line. There are a few things that I require of you in making a graph on a number line. First thing I require is you put 0 somewhere on your number line. I don't care if it's in the middle, off to the left, off to the right. It doesn't matter where it is to begin with, but you do need to have 0 in the number line. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the middle for this one. The only other thing that I need to see on your number line is the number that is part of your solution, in this case, -2. So -2 would be somewhere over here to the left of 0. I do not need you to put every single little dash mark for every single number. That's going to become a huge problem for you later when we start solving things that have answers like x is less than 157. I don't need you drawing 157 little hash marks just to get there and then graphing it. So just put 0, put the number on the side that it should be on, and then at that number, I'm going to ask you to draw a circle above the number. Sometimes you'll see the solutions where the circle is on the number. It's actually written on top of that little mark on the number line. That gets difficult to read when you do things by hand, so we're going to do it up here. You will also need to decide if this should be left as an empty circle or if you should color it in to be a solid dot. And there is a big difference. Does anyone know the difference? Robin? Good. So is it greater than or equal to, or is it just greater than? In this case, greater than or equal to, it is underlined. We will shade it in. The next thing you'll need is an arrow pointing either to the left or to the right to represent all the numbers that fit this description. So where are all the numbers that are greater than -2? Are they off to the left or off to the right? They're off to the right. So we will have an arrow that points off to the right. What this graph means, so this actually does represent something. This graph is showing you on the number line where are all of the numbers that make this a true statement. Any number that is to the right of -2, if you plug it in, will make a true statement. -1 is greater than or equal to -2. 0 is greater than or equal to -2. It only needs to be one or the other. I also filled the circle in, which means -2 is a solution. Filling it in means that number is a solution. If I plugged in -2, is -2 greater than or equal to -2? Yeah, it's not greater, but it is equal to. That's why we have the word or there, greater than or equal to. So this graph is representing all of that, and all the solutions you get to will be graphed with things like this at the end. So all the steps are the same. Solving equations, solving inequalities, same process, but at the end, we're going to make graphs that look like this.